Okay, so page 8, you're going to need a few materials. First thing you want to grab are the words fossil and lithification from your vocab packet. So fossil, you can tell the picture of the fossils. In lithification, you're going to see this like swooping hillside with stripes on it. So grab those two words, and then you're going to need one of the packets that's only printed on the front, and it's one that we haven't used yet. So we're at the end of our sedimentary rockness, and you're going to need a few things from here. So on this page, we've got these two little pockets. You're going to need to cut this one out. Do not cut on the dotted lines, only cut on the solid lines. See how I've cut? And then behind there, you're going to find two sets of pictures of rocks. There's one that looks real, and then there's the cartoon ones. So we're going to use the cartoon ones, and you're going to cut out shale, limestone, sandstone, conglomerate, and coal. And then a couple pages after that, there are things that look like the pockets, but they're not quite the pockets. It's like that. And you want to cut out layers without crystals and particles cemented together. So get all that cut out and come back when you're ready. Okay, let's start with our two vocab words. So we've got fossil. Fossil. Dun, dun, dun. I always think of, I don't know if you guys ever watched Phineas and Ferb, but there's an episode where their dad is obsessed with fossils. And I always think of that whenever I hear the word fossil. So fossils, the definition is the remains or traces. So that means like the actual stuff, or like an imprint, or something little that's left of a once living organism. So it's just like a thing that was alive that is preserved. Oh, you should remember that word, preserved. So that means something that is kept good. Preserved. So it means, for us, it means that all the details are still there in rock. It seems like I didn't change these. So ignore these details and just copy what I put. So there's no synonyms or related words. Ignore that. So we're going to use the word in a sentence. Fossils are evidence. So evidence means like proof of or support of that an organism once existed in an area. So fossils can be part of the organism's body or a mark or print left. So like a footprint left by the organism. So the cool thing about fossils is they tell us about the past, Earth's past. So in lithification, repeat that out loud. Lithification. Lithification. So the cation part is like that something's happening and it's being lithified. So lithified means when something gets like glued and hardened together. But in our definition, we're going to write the compaction. So that's the squeezing. That's that pressure. Something gets squeezed. And cementing. So that's the gluing. It gets glued of sediment into rock. Two parts of lithification. We've got compaction. equals squeezing. And we've got cementation. Cementation equals gluing. Lithification happens between which two parts of the rock cycle? So we haven't really talked about the rock cycle yet, but this is from when things are sediment and they become sedimentary rock. So we go from sediment, or between like when things are weathered, to sedimentary rock. So this is a picture of a big hillside that has layers. And if it has layers, we know that it's sedimentary rock. So why would this be a picture of that happening? That's a great question. So these are both going to get glued in up here at the top. So get your glue on them. Get them nice and tight up at the top because our bottom part is going to take up a little bit of space. Don't forget to answer part 3 of those. When I come around and check your notebooks, if I don't see that part 3 is answered, I'm just not going to bother. You know what? If you can't complete the whole thing, then I don't have time for you. And you want to grab this first. Should be cut out. And you are going to fold it along those sort of dotted lines. And before we glue in the whole, so I would like, this is how I would do it. I would fold this thing in half first. And then you want to fold in these little flaps. Don't stress about that yet. Okie doke. And you're going to put glue. Be very careful that you don't get it anywhere else. So you're going to put glue on these little flaps. You might need tape for this one if you have tape. It might just help you out. Okay. And then those little flaps are going to get glued into that back part. So right here we've got a little envelope that's going to collect some facts about sedimentary rock, and it's going to collect some sedimentary rocks. So get that glued down that way. So now it's like a little pocket. See? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And this is a little flap that's going to keep all that stuff inside of there that says sedimentary. So flip it over and put glue on the back. Oops, I almost tried to roll my glue the wrong way. That would have been a mess. My glue is getting messed up. There we go. Ah! Come on, glue thingy. Don't fail me now. And you want to get this glued in here. Save a little space on either side in case we want to add something later. We might not. So sedimentary, remember, rock that forms when sediments press together for many years and then cement to each other. So that pressing is that compaction. Oh, can't see that. Okay, so then in here, you can either put these in here if they fit, layers without crystals, or particles cemented together. Or you can glue them like this, so they're like little flaps. Ooh, I kind of like that. Let's do that instead. So only glue the top. Just a line across the top. So layers without crystals. So they have layers, and there's no crystals. No significant amount of crystals, at least. Particles cemented together. Remember that. So we've got two little flaps. Flap, flap. And then we're going to put our, if you want to Google these and try to color them like they look, you can. We've got conglomerate. We can see all the sediments in there being packed together. We've got sandstone. It's literally just sand squeezed together. Coal, like you burn on a fire. Limestone, so like what a lot of buildings are made out of, and a lot of it in like cement and concrete. And shale. Put those in there, and that is page 8.